So yeah, it's ironic to be speaking about this, but I do think there's power in it, and there's power in the message, right? Because one of my favorite quotes that I actually read this year in a book is, knowledge isn't power, right? And there is that famous quote, knowledge is power. But no, knowledge is just potential power. And it's the application of that knowledge that actually transforms itself into power, right? So again, we were having a talk earlier one of these days, and it's just like, if you're consuming all of this and you're doing all this reading and all this watching, but you're not actually implementing, you're not actually doing anything, are you really moving forward? You know, are you really taking steps in your life to go in the direction you want to go?
Yeah, it's such an interesting topic, right? Because again, it's also ironic. Like, I'm literally sitting, like, left to me is my bookshelf, and by part of also, like, you know, I had this era, this phase of my life where I was reading a book a week, right? And the reason why we say this is because, well, you know, it adds a bit of context to the fact that, like, we've read the book. Like, I mean, I didn't quite get to the 100+ mark per year, but, like, we've read the books. Like, we've done all that. And I feel like it's, you know, in the personal, you want to be careful, right? It's important that you're careful, because while I do believe that at the start, it's important to read. It's important to read because it can create an impactful shift in the way you view the world. It can open your eyes to the possibilities. It can get you thinking different, right? While at the start it can be important, it can be quite impactful, it'll get to a point where a lot of the books that you read won't actually move you forward. And the reason why that is because the personal development space is really good at getting you to think you need to add more. You need to consume more to feel satisfied and to feel good about yourself. And it's it almost tricks you into, it basically ties the fact that you're reading to a really good feeling, right? Like a feeling of accomplishment. And it's easy to lie to yourself and tell yourself, oh, I'm accomplishing stuff, I'm achieving stuff because I'm reading. Yet you're not actually executing. You're not actually doing the stuff that will genuinely cause a big shift and change in your life.
Oh, for sure. And in the end of the day, the same, like, adding on to what you said, these books, especially in the personal development space, a lot of them are like 350 pages long, and you could really summarize what they're telling you there in like 3 or 4 pages. And it's just repackaging and repurposing and adding a bunch of examples into the same message. And again, I see great value in it. I think it's very important, and it's helped change the direction of my life for sure. But there does come a point where, if you're caught up in all this reading, and if you're caught up in being in this mental space where you see this as progress and you see this as you moving forward, whereas in reality, outside of reading, you're doing very little and you're executing very little on what you're learning,